Hello, and welcome everybody to a game of Watering Hole. Great map. Solid enough generation, but what's really going to excite me about this game is what we're going to see, both the players and the civs. So here in blue, we have Suppe. Suppe, obviously one of the best. Incredibly strong on Freyr, who he's playing this game. So we're going to see a very boomy game out of him, most likely. Freyr is focused on defense, has Ghoul and Bursty, has Freyr's gift, which slowly gets stronger. He gets to, repair for free. Technology costs are reduced, but take longer. All around, just very strong. It's slowly gaining a technology lead and boosting up, which is both sides are seeing a lot of the eco upgrades coming out immediately. And that's because the other side is another super boomy god on Twix. Twix also being pretty dang good at booming, playing Gaia, another super boomy civ, god rather. Gaia focus on like their economy in buildings, has the Gaia forest, which we're seeing out here for the extra wood, has cheaper upgrades, the same as Freyr, but hers can also be researched age early, also has lush. The eco buildings all grow lush for move speed and healing, and starts with some hero citizens for that extra little boost, which is probably a good thing that Gaia does not get Prometheus, because combining her with Theft of Fire would probably just be like way too much for this game. But yeah, this is we're going to see what I assume is going to be fairly slow here at the start, but you never know. When you get these two civs that have a same thing going for them, whether it's, you know, very, very early rush or very boomy, you can see players either decide to just go for the strat and try to outdo each other. So in this case, just try to outboom each other and see who does it better. Or you might get a player that decides to do something funky. Both players are just assuming that they're going to boom. So if somebody comes in with some early pressure, it might come in unexpected and be able to get more damage than usual. Suppe already has a house out here on the settlement. That is such a forward house. Obviously looking to see when to come in, but Freyr doesn't typically have a good way to deny an early town center. It's not like, you know, Taw and Shifting Sands or Oceanus and Carnivora. I mean, you could, I guess, Ghoul and Bursty, but that'd be a huge waste of Ghoul and Bursty. I mean, getting immediately to the second cast, as you can see, of 300 favor, it's just so much. That's not what you'd ever want to do. Then again, I mean, Norse can get units out very quickly, can really get them forward fast, so might just try to position and be ready to move in. Watering Hole was kind of favorful is not the word that I'm looking for, but it's all I'm getting here for Twix, in that Twix is kind of protected off here. I mean, both players actually are. These second TC locations are actually very nice for both. Actually better for Suppe. Has this right here, and then actually getting this TC, doing a little wall will protect this gold very, very nicely. This gold's off over here, and when walled up, could be very safe. Watering Hole just tends to be a very safe map in general because of how these water spawns happen. Yeah, Suppe is actually just spawn-wise in a much better position probably than Twix, which probably will help Oceanus and Ul coming out. Now, it could be interesting. I have not seen it, but super aggressive Asgardian Hillfort just way up here to try to deny a second TC. I guess that is possible. Again, never seen that. I'd love to actually see that all of a sudden for this game. Twix has advanced. Oceanus is in. Carnivora is in. Now we could see, do we have a yeah, okay, Oracle right there. So this Oracle is watching this settlement, so we could see if Suppe decides to go for an earlier second TC, which certainly could be. Actually already has what he needs. These Hairseers could be coming for this. Carnivora could be used to deny it fairly well. Nope, we're gonna get Longhouses off to this side. Can Twix see that. Can see that at least a longhouse has gone down. Draugr is in. Is that able to see the Oracle? Not quite. So right now Twix does have, sorry, there we go. Twix does have a slight advantage with having that Oracle there. We'll know at least a little bit of this coming out. Although the aggression from that side is a bit odd. Tormas are out with Mormillo. Not necessarily the best to like tie them together like this because it does slow down the Torma so much. If you're gonna raid with both, often it's better to just split them into two hotkeys. Yep, okay, we are getting the settlement. I guess longhouses nearby do allow him to build up against this, but I do wonder if we're gonna see Carnivora. Oracle is in position. Could Carnivora now instead is going to move out? That is just going to get denied. I don't think these Torma coming in are going to be able to really stop it. Not unless they bring in Carnivora as well. It is interesting. You don't always see the hero Oracle being actually added to the fight. Carnivora in. There should probably be enough units this can be added. Yep, okay, that hero Torma especially was helpful in taking that Draugr out. Twix is going to get chased away though. And that settlement is just going to get finished up. Thankfully for Suppe, he did place so many longhouses here and did focus on continuing to produce out of them. So he was able to get this going very nicely. I assume that we're going to soon see Twix. Twix doesn't have anywhere near enough to get to another TC. Twix was producing military, but unfortunately with so many dying right there, is not going to be able to do a whole lot. Right now, walls are not up, so you could see maybe Twix looking to get into the back line to go after the wood or something. But this generation was just so nice. If Suppe decides to just wall that up, his back corner is just going to be so safe. I wonder what Twix is going to actually plan here. Because he is on the back foot. Herdman coming out to try to help with the Torma. Caladria could get moved in to actually help. I'd love to see Caladria getting used for something. Very strong in helping heal up units, or it could be used for actual spying. Twix will now see this TC is up. Will decide to move through. That could be very bad. Yeah, he's going to get caught and could get pinchered. So some units are still going to be taking a bit of damage and it's going to have to retreat. Not the sort of place that he wants to take a fight. Which is going to allow this food to get grabbed pretty safely. I even wonder if we'll see a bit of a like forward wall come out for Suppe. Yeah, these situations always do worry me. This just seems like it's gonna go bad. You should really use. Yeah, they're okay. At these guys' levels, that is not surprising that he immediately recognized that he needs to heal up that other Caladria. Servants of Glory is going to be coming in. Extra movement speed is always super nice to see. Especially it can actually be a surprisingly helpful thing if Gaia decides to do the extra research for more movement speed on Lush. Sometimes units that should have been able to be caught up to no longer can because of that, just like a little bonus. And Servants of Glory can actually help change that. Now, I didn't realize that Freyr's gift actually gets a reduced favor cost from that tech as well. And I should have been paying more attention here. Mormillos did get into the backline and are actually going to do a good amount of damage here. Took out a number of them as Guardian Hillfort used forward. Okay. Not very forward though. I mean, I guess he was really looking to get this in between space. Needs to wall that up right there. That's a big danger to him. Let's see. Yeah, let's stay on Suppe's view, as Suppe is going to be the one continuing to get raided for the next while. Twix unfortunately didn't really see this going down, and so it's just going to be up. Can't really do anything about it at this point. Nice movement out of the hill fort. Carnivora is going to come in. It'll help. Still not going to really change this. That's honestly just a waste of a Carnivora. Yeah, you're not going to fight under a Asgardian hill fort like that. It's just not going to work out. Thea is going to come in most of the way there. So they will have the Dryads. could help. I mean, this map doesn't have like the heaviest forest, but it does have kind of safe wood lines, so you can get plenty of wood for dryads. You can only have, I think, 10 of them out at a time. Still working on getting the copper upgrades though. Trying to think. Lance of Stone is what I was trying to think of. Could maybe see a Kentarius play that can be strong against Norse. Especially allowing you to get back into these throwing axemen, since they won't have a bonus against it, and Kentarios do have our counter units. Forward Hesperides tree, dryads are out. Now, unfortunately for the dryads, they are going to be facing up against Hairseers, who are just going to be in their face consistently, which can make dryads rough. Stymphalian birds, great, but with those throwing axemen there, it's a bit dangerous to just throw one into the fight, which is really, again, where you need those Kentarius to be able to dive into the back line. Walls are out, so raids are probably not going to be happening for a good while. Not unless one of them decide to start going to water. And I am slightly surprised. I mean, I guess the resources were not nearly there. He is prioritizing upgrades because he also had not gotten any of the military upgrades up to this point. Stone Spear, I've already forgotten the name. Lance of Stone is coming out. So that'll be very nice. That might indicate that he is planning to go into Kentarius's. There are a couple here. Hillfort is not going to get taken down. Needed to go in with more than just 3 dryads, really. I mean, that's what Twix was really counting on there, where that dryad being able to come out and do something, which they are a solid unit against buildings, but not like incredible. They don't have tons of hack damage, as you can see. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They have 22 hack damage. They don't have a ton of crush damage. And they're not like elephants from Egypt. They don't have that multiplier against buildings. They can take a decent amount of damage though. 50% pierce does help a lot against going against like fortress type buildings. But he's gonna need to do something. Twix is really gonna need to do something. He's just kind of getting boxed in bit by bit. And if he doesn't make like a big change coming up, also should probably just wall this. That's really dangerous for those units. They could get torn apart. Kentarius are going to come in. He could get some very good damage here. Town center is going to get grabbed by Soup. That won't change much. Kentariuses are now doing these. These villas should all get cleaned up. Tempest coming out. Twix is going to have to just retreat again. He's not able to do much up here. If anything, now Soup can really press into him if he wanted. He did a lot of damage with that. Sympholian Bird also got taken out. Honestly, by now, Twix probably, if he really wanted to hold the center, really needed to build a palace forward. Probably could have thrown one over in here or like right in front of the Hesperides trees. Probably right in front to make sure that they didn't get captured, because Hesperides trees have those very interesting dynamic of being able to be stolen, much like the Vault of Plenty. So if Soup wants to right now, he could start producing dryads of his own. Doesn't quite have the wood for it, but does have plenty of favor. And I'm actually surprised how well these Arcus have done over here. Nice little raid here from more Kentariuses. But yeah, Soup is now in over there. Kentarius had to retreat. Probably shouldn't retreat too far, or those civs could all get picked up. Citizens, rather, not civilians. Close enough, I guess. Yeah, this is looking worse and worse for Twix. Has not really done all too much damage of his own, and unfortunately it's just losing all these fights in the middle and is not gaining enough ground that it looks like he'll be able to turn this around. Hell is coming in for Soup, and that could spell the end. Not Fafnir, what's the dragon's name? They're gonna tell me. Oh, it's a giant focus, but Fafnir is the little dragons, you can actually build the myth units. Nidhogg. Finally got to it. Hell can bring Nidhogg in, which is very strong. Although, risky to do Nidhogg against Atlanteans specifically, because Atlanteans do have the ability to just heroize all of their Arcuses, which is going to be super strong against a Nidhogg. Rather than Hell, I almost would have rather seen Vidar? Vidar? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Vidar is always an interesting choice. I mean, Vidar gets the Fafnirs. And being able to use the big Fenrir unit, the big explosion, could allow Soup to actually punch into Twix's base. Another fight just gets cleaned up. I know I wasn't really talking about it, but all of these fights are just going to keep getting cleaned up, unfortunately. There's just not a lot that Twix can do right now. He kind of just needs to fight defensively and trying to... He's got in a bad situation. Right now, he's behind enough that if he doesn't get economic damage, he's going to lose. But unfortunately, he's just not in a situation where he has, like, the army to really take on any of these fights to try to get that economic damage. Which is part of this just Soup just grabbing more and more and more and proving why they are one of the best consistently. Hell just about finished. I wonder if we'll see an immediate Nidhogg. Or if he'll wait maybe till like a decisive battle and decide to throw it out. Alright. Twix just decides to call it. Yeah, there wasn't a lot that Twix was really going to be able to do there, unfortunately. Basically got outboomed, but it wasn't even really that. Twix took some poor trades up here. Soup was able to get that extra TC when Twix did not ever grab the second TC, which unfortunately, especially if you're in a boom war, being behind on TCs is just going to set you up to lose. There's not a lot that you can do about it without getting some eco damage in to try to counter that. So if you ever get in this situation, if you're ever trying to boom people, make sure that you actually know how many TCs are on, and that even if you're behind, just chase them. You can't sit on just like a 1 TC like this unless you know you're going to be trying to get aggressive and trying to get more damage. If there was a lot more of that Kantarius raid, this could have been different, but that was the game. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a really good day.